Give me 1 second, Kathy. You are muted.
Unmuted.
Okay, thank you. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We
All
are
right.
now live. This meeting
Hi,
of
Marie. Hi, David. Hi, Elizabeth. Hey, Victor.
Hello.
Hi.
Kathy. Hi, Alfredo. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Hello.
This meeting of the City of Socorro's Historical Landmark Commission is set to begin. First and foremost, we would like to thank everyone and ask for your patience during this difficult time we have been presented with. Everyone, please remember to silence any electronics to avoid sound interruption. No disruptive behavior outbursts will be tolerated, and violators are subject to call disconnection and possible prosecution. In accordance with Section 418.016 of the Texas Government Code, and by order of the Office of the Governor issued March 16, 2020, the Historical Landmark Commission for the City of Socorro will broadcast the meeting scheduled today, Wednesday, February 10th, 2021, at 6 p.m. from council chambers located at 860 Rio Vista Road, Socorro, Texas, via telephone conference and live stream, in order to advance the public health goal and practice social distancing to slow the spread of the coronavirus, also known as COVID-19. The public that signed up and any presenters will be called upon by the presiding officer during the meeting to speak during the public comment or their agenda item following Government Code 551.04142. La reunión de la Comisión de Propiedades Históricos de la Ciudad de Socorro está por empezar. Primeramente, queremos darles las gracias y pedimos su paciencia durante estos momentos críticos que enfrentamos. Favor de poner en silencio todo equipo electrónico para evitar interrupción de sonido. No se va a tolerar ningún tipo de comportamiento perjudicial o revoltoso. Su llamada, a quien no siga estas reglas, su llamada será desconectada y puede ser infraccionada. De acuerdo con sección 418.016 del Código Penal de Texas y por orden de la Oficina del Gobernador, anunciada el 16 de marzo del 2020, la Comisión de Propiedades Históricos de la Sede de Socorro transmitirá su reunión hoy, miércoles 10 de febrero de 2021 a las 6 de la tarde, desde la sala del concilio localizada en 860 Rio Vista Road, Socorro, Texas, por medio de teléfono y será transmitido en vivo para avanzar en el objetivo de salud pública y practicar el distanciamiento social para tomar medidas preventivas para prevenir la propagación del coronavirus, conocida como COVID-19, a los demás y por la seguridad del público. El público y los presentadores serán anunciados por el oficial conduciendo la reunión para poder hablar durante la sección de comentario público o después de la discusión del artículo de la agenda por cual se apuntaron siguiendo las reglas del gobierno 551.042.
Ready, Kathy?
I'm ready. Oh.
Great.
I'd like to call this meeting to order at 6:07 is what my clock says.
Okay, 1 second.
Okay.
Establishment of quorum. We have all of our members present today. We have Mr. Alfredo Gonzalez.
Here.
Here. Ms. Kathy Apodaca.
Here.
Ms. Marty Loya.
Here.
Mr. David Estrada.
Here.
Ms. Mary Perez. Mary, are you still there?
I think we lost her phone connection. Ms. Rodriguez, can you tell me if she's on the line?
Mary is not on the line.
Should we give her like a minute to see if she can join us back?
We can continue with the meeting since we still have quorum. Tito is on the line, I believe. If you want to go ahead and call his name for roll call.
Yes, Mr. Lujan.
Yes, here.
Right. Establishment of quorum. Now, on line item number 3, excuse absent commission members. Since she was here, would she be considered absent now?
Yes, commissioners, for the record, Ms. Bettis was on the line previous to going live. We'll go ahead and try to get her back on the line. But if the chair would allow, we can go ahead and continue if they
Go
so
ahead
wish.
and continue.
Okay, yes. For each of the items, Lisbeth, until Mary gets back on, go ahead and label her as absent for the vote.
All right.
Okay. So to recognize that Ms. Mary was on the line, I will have to put it on record. I will get some votes just to make sure that everyone is aware that she was available, but unfortunately we lost her. So can I get a first to acknowledge?
No, you don't have to take a vote for
have
acknowledgement,
to
but
vote?
when you call
sure?
for the vote for each agenda item, just note that she's
Mhm.
absent for the vote on each agenda item.
But on three, how would I counter though?
Oh,
I
I
still
see
have
what
to
you're
take roll
saying.
call, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and make a motion for number 3.
Okay, it will be a motion to acknowledge that she's no longer here, so I would need a first.
I make a motion to acknowledge that Mary is no longer present.
Okay,
Second,
and who was that? I'm sorry.
David.
Dave, okay, Dave, thank you. All right, Mr. Alfredo Gonzalez,
Yes.
Ms. Kathy Apodaca,
Yes.
Ms. Marty Loya,
Yes,
Mr. David Estrada,
Yes.
and Mr. Gabriel Luján.
Yes.
Okay. Line item number 4, open forum, we have no speakers at this moment. Okay, line item number 5 would be to consider and take action on the approval of regular meeting minutes for the Wednesday, December 9th Historical Landmark Commission meeting.
I make a
I make a
motion
mo-
to approve the meeting.
Okay, Mr. Luján, was that you?
Yes.
Okay, can I get a second?
I
I'll
second
second
it.
it. Oh, I'm sorry, Marty.
Either one.
All right, I took Marty first. Okay, Mr. Alfredo Gonzalez,
Yes.
Ms. Kathy Apodaca,
Yes.
Ms. Marty Loya,
Yes,
Mr. David Estrada,
Yes.
and Mr. Gilbert Luján.
Yes.
And Mary, for the record, is absent to vote. Okay, motion carried. Line item number 6, consider and take action on the certificate of appropriateness for construction work of a perimeter fence at the property located at 10257 Socorro Road.
Excuse me.
Good afternoon, commissioners. Before you is an application for a certificate of appropriateness for a property located at 1257 Socorro Road. This property currently is in the historical district, however, does not have any national registration or THC landmark designation at this time. Currently, this is a wall that needs repair. Due to the utility company needing access to the property, they did go ahead and have to section off a part, cut it in order for utility lines to be put in, and now the property owner is going to request to go ahead and repair the overall look of the wall. Just for disclosure, this applicant is one of our commissioners, Ms. Marty Loya. She did provide all the documentation and backup as requested. You will see the existing wall of the house, and this is on the corner of Socorro and Belen. She did go ahead and use materials that are consistent and suggested by the district. It is a stucco wall. The existing height is currently 36 inches, and the proposed repair would take it to 60 inches. Mrs. Loya, I said that correctly, right?
yes. And the increase in the height would only be at the corners if we add the aesthetics to it.
Oh, okay, awesome. So kind of like just the overall corners to kind of bring balance to the design.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Just staff's recommendation. I see no issues with this. It was really well example of how to do an improvement to the district. It's using materials that we all have agreed are consistent with the overall design and architecture of the district. And there is nothing in the request for the COA that would give me cause to pause or to question. Staff's recommendation is to approve.
I'll
All right,
make a
motion to-
motion to,
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve the request.
I'll second.
Lisbeth, you are muted.
Thank you, Diana. All right, we have a motion to approve. Can I get some votes? Mr. Alfredo Gonzalez,
Yes.
Ms. Kathy Apodaca,
Yes.
and Ms. Marty Loya,
Say,
and she will abstain. And Mr. David Estrada,
Yes.
Mr. Gilbert Lujan.
Yes.
And for the record, Ms. Mary Pettis was absent for vote. Okay, motion carried. Line item, for after this, I will be asking for the chair to move, if it's okay to move a line item number 8 before number 7.
I don't see any reason not to.
Okay,
Can we get a second?
I second the motion.
okay, so we got a first.
Will you take the vote, Lisbeth, to move up the item, please?
Yes, I will. Give me 1 second. I'm second by Marty, correct?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Alfredo Gonzalez,
Yes.
Ms. Kathy Apodaca,
Yes.
Ms. Marty Loya,
Yes.
Mr. David Estrada,
Yes.
Mr. Gilbert Lujan,
Yes.
and Mary Pettis was absent for vote. Okay, we will be moving line item number 8. So line item number 8 is consider and take action on the certificate of appropriateness for the installation of a canopy on the property located at 11532 Socorro Road.
Good evening, commissioners. As you may recall, this has been an ongoing application that we are working with Mr. Navarro on. This is the Canopy application that we started in November of 2020. We went ahead and met with him to discuss materials, design, aesthetics. He kind of understood a little bit more once he met with me at the center. I was able to give him actual examples, renderings. I linked him with our digital copy of the guidelines. He did provide us additional backup. If you are in your packet, this is going to be page 26 through 33. He did include the photographs of the actual property as well as some renderings, drawings, and materials. The reason that I wanted to take this item before is just because it is the same item for 2 different properties, or the same project for 2 different properties. And I felt like this was a clear representation of how both requests could be done. They are requesting a canopy, and the applicant is requesting a canopy, I'm sorry, and the commission is requesting that it be done in one of our aesthetics. So if you look at the example that Mr. Navarro provided, he did sketch out the overall design, and he is requesting a wood roof with a clay tile shingle, similar to the hacienda style. And then he is doing a concrete overlay of the steel in the Pueblo architecture. I felt he met all of our requests. This is a really great example of bringing something new and modern, but with our overall character into the district. And this would be a great example moving forward of how someone can still request a canopy. However, it would still meet the guidelines of the district. I'd like to go ahead and open the floor for any questions or concerns.
I just have a comment. This is a lot better than the canopy he proposed the last time we met with him.
Yes, he understood what we were looking for more. He thought we were looking more just for the type of the material, and I explained that it would be the overall aesthetic.
Right.
So this is a really great example of how it encompasses all of our goals for increasing heritage and tourism and the overall effect of visiting our city. So I thought it would be really cool as an example to portray to you.
Yep. I make a motion to approve it.
I'll second that.
Mr. Alfredo Gonzalez,
Yes.
Ms. Kathy Apodaca,
Yes.
Ms. Marty Loya,
Yes.
Mr. David Estrada,
Yes.
Mr. Gilbert Lujan,
Yes.
and Ms. Mary is no longer available to vote. Okay, motion carried. Line item number 7, consider and take action on the certificate of appropriateness for the construction work to build a canopy and storage structure for the business located at 9911 Socorro Road.
Good evening, Commissioners. Before you is an application for the property located at 9911 Socorro Road. This is a commercial property, which is a little different than the previous application. However, it's with the same request to go ahead and build a canopy structure that will actually house their tires. They are a tire shop. I know we've had some previous discussions about the district and the tire shops, so I felt like this was a really great example to go ahead and get one of our commercial businesses on the district in line with the historical effect and facade. So he did provide us examples currently of what are in effect. This was done when he inherited the property. I do want to make mention that Mr. Gaitan is on the line if you have any questions for him. Just from staff's perspective, he was made aware that he needed to go ahead and comply with our district guidelines if he was looking to do new work, which he was more than willing to do. He did provide us original drawings and renderings. There is nothing to my belief that would not comply with the actual facade or the design of the canopy. The elements that he's using do include metal. As you can see on page 21, he is putting an illustration of the Socorro Road in line to where the overall canopy would be. My only request is that for the actual canopy itself, it does stay within the actual colors of the district. For the overall yellow posts of the metal, that is an OSHA compliance color just for the actual business itself. So the yellow does comply with OSHA standards. One thing that we could maybe request is reflective tape as well. However, he is on the line if you have any questions or concerns. If you would like more detail on the materials, implementation, or direction, Mr. Gaitan is also on the line. He did provide all the required backup for it. In his backup, he did list that his intention is to go ahead and keep the actual traditional mission trail as beautiful as possible. At this time, Mr. Gaitan you can also speak on your item if you'd like. I will go ahead and let Ms. Rodriguez unmute Mr. Gaitan. That way, in case you'd like to speak to the applicant or if the applicant would like to speak, now would be the appropriate time.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Oscar Ektan. I'm the owner of Oscar Ektan Tire Shop. My business is I cater a lot to the tourists that come to our beautiful church here on Socorro. Unfortunately, I had this canopy and I didn't know it didn't comply with our guidelines, but I'm more than willing to comply and do the necessary changes in order to beautify our district and our zone where I live, which is beautiful. I also live around this area, so I'm very proud of what we do here. What I was proposing is to do the facade around the canopy, the same facade of the Socorro mission. And that way, I don't know if you guys can let me do this. Maybe we can make other businesses that want to put canopy to copy this design and be an example for them. How we can blend both the new and the traditional look. That is all.
Do any of the commissioners have any questions, concerns?
I don't see the material that's going to be used for the canopy.
The canopy is a canopy material. It's the only thing I'm upgrading. It's all the surroundings around. So you won't see the canopy. All you will see from the front in the street is the silhouette of the Socorro Church.
I see. Okay,
The
so you're
canopy,
basically
you won't be able to see it because it's inside.
okay. And what is the material? Are you building a wall or what exactly is that material?
It's a canopy. It's a canopy where I put in cars so I can work on it. I can do tire changes on it. I do a little bit of suspension work itself. A lot of you guys have come to my shop. You've been here, so maybe you've seen how it looks. I just want to put around the whole canopy a facade made out of metal, and then painted the colors of painted the colors of our district, right? And that way you cannot see the canopy. All you would see from the street is it's a beautiful silhouette of the Socorro mission.
Okay, so the facade is made out of metal. Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah. Metal and painted over it. That's the only thing light enough in order for to be supported by the structure I have. And also, I would like to tell the council, I mean, let me do an example, and then if you guys don't like it later on, I can always tear it up. You know, I mean, I'm more than happy to work with you guys. I mean, it's all to beautify our neighborhood, so we're all on the same page here.
I make a motion to approve.
Second,
We have a motion to approve. Mr. Alfredo Gonzalez,
Yes.
Ms. Kathy Apodaca,
Yes.
Ms. Marty Loya,
Yes.
Mr. David Estrada,
Yes.
Mr. Gilbert Lujan,
Yes.
and we have Mary back on the line. So Ms. Mary Perez,
yes.
okay, motion carried. Line item number 9 is open for discussion. It is questions or comments from commissioners regarding current commission efforts and projects.
Would anyone from the council like to start off with any questions or concerns before I do a little presentation?
I don't have any questions.
Okay, if commissioners would like, I can go ahead and just give you a few bullet points of the activities we've done so far, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so first and foremost, I do want to let you know that we were very successful in obtaining another grant for the overall construction, rehabilitation, and planning of the Rio Vista Community Center. We are a 3-time back-to-back awardee from the Texas Historical Commission. So that was really great news that we got this week, that we were awarded a grant. So much props to Ms. Alejandra Valadez, our grants administrator, for all of her work, as well as thanking the state for believing in our overall idea of rehabilitating the Rio Vista Community Center. I also want to let you know that the first draft of our state antiquities landmark, the SAL, for the NHL, the National Historical Landmark, has been concluded. So our contractors have already finished the first draft for the National Historical Landmark and currently are being peer reviewed by the National Park Service. So that is also very incredible in our overall goal for the Rio Vista property. I do want to let you know that in envisioning or in speaking really with our city council about our current COVID pandemic predicament, I did propose that the Rio Vista Community Center be utilized as a potential vaccination site. Our parking lot is big enough to house a drive-up site, and I felt that it would be a really great location to go ahead and serve the community. And I also did request the city council that should the opportunity become available to create a public health satellite office, that it be done at the Rio Vista site utilizing our historical landmark guidelines to go ahead and further improve and expand the services that we offer at the Rio Vista Center, which council said yes and approved. Currently, the city is in discussion with the state regarding the vaccinations. If anything does change, I'll be more than happy to let you know. We'll probably also send out a press release. However, Rio Vista is still moving and grooving, and we're very excited. We've come a long way since 2014, and we're going to keep on going. Full engines go. The second thing that I wanted to let you know is that for the first time ever, we have created a historical preservation page on the new City of Socorro website. This is is going to include the ideas that we got from Historical Landmark Commission regarding the pamphlet. We're also going to include videos from the Oral History Institute of UTEP. We're also going to include all of our work that we've done with the National Trust for Historic Preservation. And we're also going to do all of our letters of award from all of our grants regarding historic preservation. In addition, we're also going to start focusing on case studies of all the best examples to follow within the district, as well as update our directions and our application processes, so that way they're all online for our constituents, so that way they have the ease of accessibility. Currently, the guidelines are on the actual website that we have now, but we are revamping it to make it a lot more accessible off-site, so that way, because of COVID, if a community member doesn't feel comfortable coming in the office, they can go ahead and try to get all their forms done via email. So that's something that we're also working on. So yeah, there's been a lot of improvements to our department. I do know that we are in discussion of what's going to happen in a post-COVID world, and some of those do include different events. I know before COVID, we had talked about doing the El Paso Marathon along the historical district, and council was in agreement that that would be something we'd be looking to do. So I know that's something that's on our radar, not necessarily for the immediate future, but something that can be used to further bring in heritage and tourism businesses to our actual city. Is there any questions you have for me? Any concerns? Anything you want me to look into? Anything that you might see going around that you just want to bring to our attention?
Victor, how much is that grant for?
30,000.
30,000, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. If there's no other discussion, we can move on to the next agenda item.
Right, and line item number 10, which would be our adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Okay, second,
I second.
okay. Right, Mr. Alfredo Gonzalez,
Yes.
Miss Kathy Apodaca,
Yes.
Miss Marty Loya,
Yes.
David Estrada,
Yes.
Miss Mary Perez,
Aye.
and Mr. Gilbert Ohan.
Yes.
Okay, meeting adjourned. It's 6:31. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
everyone.
everybody.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Be safe. Stay well.
Bye.
Bye.
Call me if you have
Bye.
any questions. Bye-bye.
Okay.